RadioFire.com, yours truly, Dominic K, in here, as always. So, as you know, I've been talking about it. The African American Authors Expo is coming up October the 15th at Morgan State University, and I'm going to be hosting that. And so I have had the pleasure and privilege of being able to sit down with a lot of authors, a lot of different writers, and chop it up. And I am joined right now by an author. I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Hey, everyone. First of all, my name is Robyn Francine Evans, but the pleasure is all on this side of the table. It's a really nice studio, and you're a really gracious host, so I'm excited to be here.
Oh, thank you. See, flattery will get you everywhere with me. I tell that to everybody. And so, but I'm glad that you're here. Let's start from the beginning. Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
West side or east side?
Northwest, actually.
Okay, good. That's good. That's good. Okay. So I talk often about the differences between the east and the west side of the city. I think they're differences. Okay. They're differences. Some people that live on the west side never go deep east. So we're in the middle. This is not deep east. Like I'm talking like deep east, and vice versa. It happens like that. So you born and raised in, you said Northwest?
Yeah, like around Woodlawn area.
Oh, yeah. County. He's a county girl. County girl in the building. Okay, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So so growing up, did you read a lot?
Yes. Always had a love for reading and writing. You know, ever since I was little, I used to make up little poems in the backseat of my mama's red Monte Carlo. And then I'd, eventually she would write them down for me. And she ended up making a book for me, like really a long time ago. And I still have that book. Early.
So that was early. So she encouraged the creativity of that. And so like how did things progress? Like high school, did you write a lot in high school?
Yeah, I did the standard, working on the yearbook, working for the the school paper.
Oh, you were serious. You were serious early.
It's just always been in me.
So what type of things did you read?
I used to like to read a lot of inspirational. I like fiction. Richard Wright is one of my favorite authors. As I got older, there's a lady named Sharon Ewell Foster who writes Christian fiction and historical fiction that I really like. And fiction is nice because you can kind of make things up. And I've always had kind of a creative mind. So I write inspirational now, but that's the next place I want to go to is fiction.
And so when did you realize that you wanted to actually, because a lot of people write, right, but a lot of people don't think that their writing is good enough to let other people read. Mm-hmm. So when did you get to the point where you started letting other people read what you were writing?
Well, as far as things that I wrote personally, because I'd written for newspapers, I'd written for, magazines. But as far as like me starting to really get into personal writing, I would say that probably be after college. And it never occurred to me not to let anyone read it. I just feel like from birth, this is one of the things that I'm here to do. So, regardless of, someone likes it or not, this is what I'm here to do. So I just kind of put it out there and let the chips fall where they may.
Okay. That's good. So how did your first book come about?
Well, actually, this is my first published work. This is my baby, but I actually had an opportunity to be a part of an anthology in 2011. There's a lady who writes a lot of different genres, one of them being Christian fiction. Her name is Vanessa Miller, and she had a trilogy she called the Faith Trilogy. So the last book in the trilogy, someone didn't turn in their assignment. I saw it on Facebook. I inboxed her. I said, hey, I'd like to jump in there. And she let me in. So that was Keeping the Faith was actually my first published work, and kind of had the bug to do my own project. So that's where Prisoner of Hope Letters came from.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about that. That's a very interesting title.
Yeah.
What is this about?
Prisoner of Hope Letters actually was born from a personal project. For some reason, I just got in this place where I wouldn't say I was hopeless, but I was kind of on E. And I started writing to encourage myself. I started writing letters to encourage myself, and I kept them. And I can't remember exactly who I shared it with, but one day I was like, oh, these letters I write. And the person was like, you really shouldn't keep those to yourself. You should share them. So I started an email ministry where I would send out a letter of encouragement every week. And I've kept them. And I started that in 2011, so I was at a book event a long time ago, and this church mother came up to me and she said, this is nice. She was talking about keeping the faith, the first anthology I was in. She said, but where's your book, honey? And I said, well, I'm working on, and I'm starting to tell her about this project. And she was just looking at me, shaking her head. No. She said, you see this thing you got here? Because I had a sign up for the email ministry. She said, this Prisoner of Hope thing, that's what your next book needs to be. So, you got to listen to the church mother. So
yeah, definitely.
I started compiling letters, and last year, July 2015, I put this book out.
So how long from the beginning to the completion? How long did it take you to write this?
Well, I already had the letters, over the years. So I think it probably took me about 2 months to just compile everything and do the formatting and editing. So it wasn't a long.
Did you self-publish?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Well, shout out to you for that.
Shout out to the self-publishers.
Because that's not easy. That's not easy to do. And so, how did you? A lot of people have trouble with, getting from I have this book and to getting it out. So how did you get the information?
Well, I actually went to the African American Authors Expo, and I met a lady named Melanie Bonita, and I told her, what I was trying to do and how I wasn't really understanding all of the pieces. And I didn't want to put myself in a situation where I had overpaid or, something didn't deliver or what have you. So she basically had a step-by-step formula to get your book done. So I followed it over a 21-day period, got all the steps in order, and
that's good. I tell my listeners all the time about the importance of a mentor, and somebody that you can go to that has done what you want to do.
That's right.
And get some knowledge and experience so they can,
right. It's essential.
Yeah. So I guess people could reach to you for.
Yeah, I know a little bit now.
Right, so. Right, and each one teach one. So how difficult was it to actually complete the steps?
It wasn't difficult at all.
Because you laid it out.
Yeah. See, when you don't know what you're doing, it's difficult. Yeah. But when somebody says you do this, and then you contact this person and get your ISBN, and you say, oh, really? Step by step? It's really that easy? Yeah. And then you just follow the steps. That's why, going back to having a mentor is so important. This is someone who's already walked the road that you're trying to walk, hopefully can help you avoid some of the pitfalls. And if you follow the process, then you don't have the scrapes and bruises that a lot of people tend to have trying to do it alone. Don't want to spend, don't want to invest, don't want to spend money because it wasn't a free course. I actually had to invest in learning that knowledge. So
definitely. Yeah. And so as far as the release of the book, how can people get the book? How can they find out more about you?
Okay. Well, I do have a website. It's Robyn, ROBYN, Evans.com. F as in faith, Robyn F. Evans.com. And you can, obviously connect with me on there. You can also sign up for the weekly letter that I send out, Prisoner of Hope. Right now, my book is also on Amazon Kindle. So people who like to read the books on Kindle, that's available. You can purchase my book through the website. And also my book right now is at Expressions, which is at 222 North Packer Street in Baltimore. That's like right across from the Lexington Market on the Packer Street side. So those are the ways that you can get Prisoner of Hope letters.
How active are you on social media?
Too active.
So you're on there. So people
I'm definitely on
there. And you answer your own.
Yes,
your own.
Okay. It's all me.
Okay.
I haven't graduated to have someone else handle that for me.
So I have a couple of questions I want to ask you. These are going to be a little bit off. I didn't tell you that these were coming.
Okay.
But one question I like to ask people all the time: what was your first job?
My first job.
First job.
File clerk.
Oh, so you had a serious first job.
File clerk.
What from?
No, actually, Heck Company. That was the very first job I had.
So you were like a cashier?
Yep.
What was that experience like?
It was interesting. If you're not into customer services, retail is not for you.
Yeah. So is there anything from this first job that you're able to apply?
Oh, yes,
now?
yes. Definitely with customer service, like dealing with different people, on a daily basis. When I'm out at events, you deal with people from all different backgrounds. Some people are really excited to see you, some are skeptical, some give you the side eye. Well, what's in this book? How many pages? So it just kind of helps to be able to deal with different people and meet people where they are and try to leave them, feeling comfortable about, what you're presenting. Shout out to Heck Company, which is no longer with us. But
My niece is in here. She's Heck. What is she talking about? She probably doesn't even know what you mean. But yeah, so that is so it's like a department store.
Yeah.
I guess those are kind of going away too, really.
Yeah.
So I don't know how active you are in this next subject, but it's very important.
Okay.
The presidential race.
Okay.
So how do you feel about Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton? Who are you gonna?
My goodness.
Who like? What button are you gonna push when you go in the booth, or are you even going in the booth? Please.
I feel like too many people have made sacrifices, with their lives and otherwise for me not to go into the booth.
Okay.
But I would be lying if I said that this isn't one of the hardest elections that I've ever been a part of. I am still trying to figure out exactly where my vote will be cast, but I know that I can't stand behind Trump, and that's just for different personal reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I say all the time that this is the most important election in recent memory. Definitely my memory, but I think that I have read about it because it's that serious.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are about 51 days out from that. So you are voting. So you are voting. That's
definitely
good. And that's good. So I didn't have to lecture you. Some people have
we have to do that.
Yeah. So okay. As far as music, what do you listen to?
Oh, I like all different types of music. I'm kind of still stuck in the 90s R&B when it comes to R&B, but also like did a different gospel artists.
That does not surprise me.
Karen Clark Sheard is one of my favorites. Hezekiah Walker. And I still love me some Mary J. Blige. I just love Mary. Because you can feel Mary when she's singing.
And when she dances.
And she got her own special blend.
It's very funny.
The Mary.
It's very, very funny. Love Mary J. Blige. So once again, how can people get your book and stay in touch with you? Because you want them to check you out on social media.
Sure. Robyn Francine Evans on Facebook. I don't go by any secret name. Robyn, Robyn, Francine, Franceen, Evans, Evans. My website is robynfevans.com. Once again, Robyn is spelled with a Y, not an I, and the F is for faith. robynfevans.com. Good way to stay in touch. And also I'm on Instagram at Author Robyn. I'm on Pinterest at Author Robyn. It's really easy to get in touch.
And you're going to be at the Authors Expo.
Oh yes.
So that's going to be interesting. So I'll definitely see you there.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to say before we go?
I just want to say that just kind of going back to that topic, you were talking about elections and just the state of the world right now. I know that hope is just needed now more than ever. And we do also know that, hope unfulfilled, will wear you out.
Yeah, definitely.
But to just continue to keep looking up and realizing that, there is a better day, there is a brighter day, and we can be a part of that by the actions we take. So it's not necessarily up to everyone else. It's really up to us. And if each person has that kind of mindset, we can do great things.
You're so positive. So positive.
After school special.
Yeah, that's definitely. So definitely, I want to thank you for stopping by. And so we're going to have a table where we're going to be broadcasting from the event. So I'm going to have some of our other host there, but I'm going to be on the stage.
Okay.
But I definitely want you to go past the table and talk to some people at the expo. Okay.
My pleasure.
So definitely thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Stay tuned. We'll be back.